The Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Jet, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, then find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, Black Sun, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack, Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? Scotty, man, back with another one, man. Happy Friday. Now, if my wife was here, she'd say Friday. But, you know, Friday. Happy Friday, everybody out there. Now, listen. In my younger days in this space, my let them cook would be something outrageous. It's not that. So, if you're looking for this to be outrageous, it might be. It might not. I don't know. Teach his own. It might, it might tickle your fancy. It might not. I don't know. So, It's not like, if you've been around for a while, it's not like my Flambe Friday. I saw that. I saw an old clip of my Flambe Fridays. I was a different monster back then. I was, I keep trying to tell people 2 or 3 years ago, if you was watching me 2 or 3 years ago, you would know that I was a wild young man. Okay. Anybody could get it. I mean, anybody could get it. Anybody. And when I mean anybody, I mean anybody. But listen, I've matured, I've grown. I only put people in check when needed to be. And then when I do put people in check, they want to play the victim. Oh, I got my legal team, and I want to apologize to my supporters and my fans. I will only be talking about football. That wasn't the energy you was bringing. That wasn't the energy that you was bringing when you was trying to expose somebody. But now when your ass got exposed because your investors with trick-or-treaters, now everybody want to play victim. Everybody want to play victim. Everybody want to play victim. Oh my God. Oh, Scotty's just a bad guy. Don't play victim now. You were playing victim when you. I'm my bad. We're not supposed to talk about today. That was not in the conversation. I just want to let's move forward amicably. Let's just move forward amicably. Or how about this? Or you shoot your shot and then you get on your space and you get on your channel. Oh, grandma. Oh, why they treat me like this, grandma? I miss your banana pudding, grandma. It was all that. But when you was shooting your shots and you was letting your chat all gas you up, you was letting your chat gas you up. Because, I mean, if we're being honest, your channel is really just like an off-script hater channel. If we're just being honest, I mean, that's pretty much who coagulates over there. It's like all my haters, like, yeah, we hate Scotty. They be all in the chat, but then you want to jump on, oh, grandma. You want to cry. Then you want to cry. You call your grandma. Summon the spirit of grandma. Anyway, but that's not. You guys have gotten me off track. That's not why I'm here today. That's not, oh my gosh. That's not why I'm here today. Okay? I'm here today to cook, but I just
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
let me cook. Right? Let me cook a little bit. Let me sauce something up. You know what I'm saying? Let me sauce something up real quick. You feel me? Now, I have said this for quite a while. I've said this when I first came into the space, because what I realized is, what I've realized is the HBCU mindset is just a lot of HBCU alums and fans have this predatorial mindset, right? Like it's like not really predatorial. It's more like a mom protecting her cubs or whatever. It's real protective. And at the end of the day, it's still yours, right? It's still yours. But the only way that it's going to grow is by allowing people into the space that didn't know about this space, right? Like when Dion came, and I said this, when Dion came, it invited people into this space that knew nothing about it, right? Like it's no different than when your friend comes back from a place, a different city or whatever. Like, hey man, I heard this song, or I'll give you a perfect example. Like me, I used to go to Texas. My family's from Texas, and when I went to Texas, and the first time I heard Swisher House, DJ Michael Watts, I'ma keep it G to the D. When I heard it, blew my mind, right? Like I'm like, yo, who's listening to this, right? Like I'm like, what is it? Was just something completely. So I try to take it back to my friends in Maryland, and they looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, you don't like this? Oh, you don't like this? I'm gonna be a G to the day that I die. Oh, it was chopped and screwed. It was a whole phenomenon for me. Like, it just opened my mind, right? So it's the same thing with HBCU, right? Like, Dion introduces a whole new people to a genre of football and a niche football lane, right? That you just didn't know. You didn't know it's here. And people act like people were supposed to know, but people just didn't know, right? And then people get mad. You can't get mad at somebody's criticism to something new. That's crazy to me. That's like me opening up a new restaurant, trying to serve you, right? Like, I won't even say I'm new. Let's just say I'm an old staple, because that's what HBCU football is. HBCU football is an old staple, right? Because, HBCU alums come in there, don't criticize, bum all that shit, right? So I'm a hood landmark, right? Everybody in the hood knows about my chicken. I'm that nigga, right? I got all the fried chicken. So then a celebrity comes, a white celebrity. Let's say Taylor Swift comes to the hood and she tries my chicken and she's like, oh my God, I just had Scotty's chicken on the rib, on the barb, and I'm loving it. Come here, get you some chicken. Now, Taylor Swift has now introduced me to a world that I could have not done by my own, right? So now I got new customers coming in. It's like Keith Lee. If Keith Lee came to my restaurant and reviewed my chicken, he just now introduces me to a world outside of my own, outside of my locals, outside of my usuals. So when they come in and taste the chicken and they don't like it, it is their opinion. And they are allowed to have their opinion. Oh, you know how white people can get. This is too seasoned. It's salty. It's this, it's that, it's greasy, all that. But they eating Raising Cane's, and Raising Cane's is like wet chicken. I don't even understand how people like that shit. That's just nasty. If you eat Raising Cane's, you need to have your taste bud checked. Unless you eating the toast or the fries, and the fries need to be seasoned. But that's 100. Raising Cane is literally like wet chicken. But that's either whatever, right? But white people love it. But anyway, so. But yeah, that's what HBCU football was. HBCU football to the locals, to the people who knew, right, was a staple. We always got our food here. We always got our food here. We always ate here, man. I've been eating here since I was 10. I've been eating here since I was 5. My mama took me to this spot. Scotty on the bar, but Scotty's chicken was always hot. We always knew. And that's cool. But once you invite a new audience and a new paying customer, you have to be able to take the criticism. Good, bad, or indifferent. That does not mean you can't rebuttal it. That does not mean you can't have your opinion on the chicken. It doesn't mean you cannot have a debate. But what you do not do is you don't shun the new customer. That's what you don't do. You don't shun the new customer because they got an opinion and they don't like your stuff. Or they don't like the football is bad, or it's slow, or the coaching is this, or it's just too black for them, right? It's their opinion, it's their life, it's their choice, and they're allowed to that. And I think what we don't understand is what HBCU fans do not understand is you do not. I keep saying this shit. You should not have to attend a school to represent a SWAC or HBCU institution. If you did not go to the school, it doesn't give a damn. Half of you niggas be rocking LSU shit, and you never been to LSU. You never taken a class to LSU. But when it comes to HBCU, did you graduate? No, nigga, I didn't graduate. So what? Do you ask people who wear Georgia, did they graduate? Do you ask people who wear Baylor, do they graduate? I'm from Maryland. We have never asked anybody who wears a Maryland sweater, did you graduate from the institution? We don't care. And matter of fact, a lot of people do graduate from Maryland. But it's that mindset that will always, you don't have any SWAC hours. You don't have any SWAC hours. You don't have any MEAC. You don't have any HBCU hours. I don't give a damn if you've been there a minute. You're allowed to have an opinion, just like all you Bamas in my chat have had an opinion about something you have just tried or just experienced. You walk in and it's your first time experiencing it and you have an opinion. That's life. That's life. But again, I got to show most Bamas to understand what I'm talking about. So again, let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook. Because you know, HBCUs need that white validation. So let me show you what it looks like in the white world so you can kind of understand what I'm saying, because you don't get it when it comes from a black man. You know, you need ESPN to tell you. So let a white person tell you.
Fan?
Yeah.
Did you go to UT?
No.
UT fan?
Oh, yeah.
Did you go to UT?
No.
Oh, UT fans?
Yes.
Did y'all go to UT?
No.
I'm a fan for them today.
Did you go to UT?
No.
Did you go to UT?
Oh my gosh.
Are you a UT fan?
I am.
Did you go to UT?
No, I did not.
Who's your favorite player?
Right now, currently, I can't pick between all of them.
Did you go to UT? No. Are you a UT fan? Of course. Did you go to UT? No. Who's your favorite player?
UT fan, yes, sir.
All right, did you go to UT?
I did not. I go to TCU right now. Rose High.
Did you go to UT?
No, I'm from Ohio. Just came for the game.
Why not be an Ohio State fan?
I am.
Did you go to UT?
I did not, but I had family that did.
Did you go to UT?
Yeah. No, we did not.
Hey, did you go to UT? Who's your favorite player? I couldn't even tell you. I'm not gonna lie. UT fan?
No.
You're not a UT fan?
No.
Did you go to UT?
No.
Who's your favorite player?
Manning.
Hey, did you go to UT?
No, I went to UTA.
You're a UT fan?
Yeah.
Did you go to UT?
Yeah.
Did you go to UT?
I did.
Did you go to UT?
No.
Who's your favorite player?
Aaron Bryant,
Who is that?
my son.
Again. That, okay. What HBCU fans have to understand is you have to separate for HBCU people, there's no separating academics from athletics. It's just combined. It's just a thing, right? I can like your institution for the football. I can like your institution for the band. I can like your institution for academics. They all can be in their own lane. I don't have to go to your school. I don't have to go to your school to support. I don't have to go to your school to buy a freaking ticket. Most of the Bamas, of the 30,000 people who show up to Tahoe State, did not graduate. But again, if you have the mindset of any time somebody, because what happens is it's always the time when somebody speaks negative on a situation, the first thing they ask is what? Did you graduate from the school? If you're talking any other PWI and you say, I hate UT football, they're not going to ask you, did you graduate from UT? If you say UT sucks, they're not going to say, did you graduate from UT? Or all they're going to say is, you must be an Oklahoma fan. You must be a Texas Tech fan. You must be a Texas A&M fan. Again, the delineation, the difference in mindset. Now they're going to argue up and down. There was a lot of people in that video who were probably arguing you up and down about UT football. They never stepped foot on their campus, giving UT hella money. But again, it's a wrong mindset that HBCU fans and alums have when it comes to their institution. Again, if somebody wants to talk about your academics, I have no problem with you arguing them up and down, we this, we that, whatever. But when it comes to athletics, understand everybody's going to have an opinion. And this is why I kept saying at the time when Prom was in the space, I said, you're never ready for the spotlight. You can't be. You The HBCU space is not ready for major. The coaches aren't ready. The ADs aren't ready. The fans are not ready. You're not ready to be under a microscope, because anytime you're under a microscope, all you do is take offense to everything. Coaches are so damn sensitive in the SWAC, in the MEAC. If you have any negative comment, they want to ban you. They don't want to answer questions. They want to be dismissive. If you say anything bad about AD, they want to ban you. They want to be this. It's crazy to me. Again, this is why you're like ostriches with your head in the dirt. You don't want the spotlight, because if you want the spotlight, this is what HBCU fans and alums like to do. They want all the enjoyment of the spotlight, all the ratings, all the good reports. Oh my God, look at those little black schools go. They're so amazing. Look at how they do their thing. Ah, isn't it so precious? They want all that. But as soon as you say they can't manage anything, look at their production, look at the product on the field, the coaching's bad, the schemes are bad, then everybody, oh, they're just hating. They don't want to see us black people progress. Oh my God. Why do they do what they do? This is why we don't deal with those crackers. That's what it comes down to. And listen, man, the the craziest thing to me is this. This is the craziest thing to me. You're people, maybe I'll never see the other side of this. Maybe it's just my ignorance. You know, I'm ignorant. I'm an ignorant man. People say I'm ignorant. So maybe it's my ignorance. I'm never going to understand why people think that when you go into a hostile environment that you're not going to hear hostile words. I'm going to say that again. I do not understand when HBCUs go into hostile environments, why do you not expect to hear hostile words? And I say this all the time. What do you think those black kids hear at Michigan and Ohio State every day? The same teams that you're rooting for. This is the shit that's so asinine to me. Like the same teams that you're rooting for, the same white school that you're rooting for, and you're getting mad at, you don't think those black kids hear some outrageous words? The N-word, the monkey, go back to your Africa. Like, they hear all that. They hear all that. The same team that you're rooting for or rooting against. It's all a part of the environment. It is crazy to me when a black school goes into a white environment and they're like, oh, they were so this and they were so that. Oh, it was so disrespectful. What do you think goes on in Power 4 football? It is a majority white audience. It's a majority white schools. What do you think they're saying? It just shocks me every time when people go into white spaces like, oh, we heard them say this and we heard them say that. You don't think they say that at the Power 4 level? And I'm going to say this again. I remember when J.J. Redick was playing at Duke and he was going against Maryland and they got that Bama's phone number. They got his mama's number and they got his girlfriend's number. And they called him all night long. Death threats, all type of stuff. It happens at the Power 4 level. But again, as soon as any trace or amounts of that trickles down to the HBCU space, it is, oh my God, somebody please come save me. This is unauthorized. I do not want to. You guys turn into black Karens. you turn into black Karens, and it kills me. I'm like, it's like, oh my gosh, somebody should report them. Oh, I'm like, you don't think they, what about the other white team that's coming in there with all black kids? They hear the same thing. The next team that comes in there with all black kids hears the same thing. They're black, just like you black. Doesn't matter about the institution. Doesn't matter that you're an HBCU, that you get more vitriol than an all-black team at a PWI institution. It don't change. It does not change. Does it make it right? No. But you got to understand the land. You got to understand the marketplace of what it is. So again, it's just things that I just hope that you got to understand when you're walking into a hostile environment. That's what, right or wrong, that is what college football is. That is what high-level college basketball is. Right or wrong. It's what you watch. It is what you consume. It's no different than me telling you that high fructose corn syrup is bad for you, but yet and still we all eating Trix, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Frosted Flakes, whatever you eat. I can tell you it's bad for you, but you're like, but it's so good. I can't believe it. It's so good. Or like my mom would do, right? When she be making whatever she making, I'm like, oh, you put that in there? Oh, you put that in there? My mom's like, boy, shut up. You eat it. Get out my kitchen. And that's what you are as a consumer. Shut up. You eat it. You consume it. You support it. You watch it. But when it comes to your doorstep, then it's a problem. So again, I'm just going to say that, like, the mindset has to change when it comes to athletics. Now, if you're playing your own, if you're playing your own and you want to have that expectation, then I have no problem with that. HBCU against HBCU. Hey, there should be a cordial way that we do stuff. I don't care. But that ain't the case either. That ain't the case. Y'all can say whatever you want. That ain't the case. I've heard some things. But y'all be like, oh, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as the whites. All right. If you say so. If you say so. All right. But again, that was just my little cooking session. Let's get to a little word in the street.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said, let him cook.
All right, let's get into it. Now, I'm not going to say I was right. I'm not going to say I was right. Hey, that gossip be hitting, right? That gossip be, that word on the street be hitting, don't it? Now, kind of told y'all this a few days ago of what it was and what it was going to be. So, at the end of the day, man, it was what it was. Shout out to Coach Sean Gibbs. Shout out to Coach Sean Gibbs for getting the head coaching position at North Carolina A&T. And this is the part that I like, right? This is the part that I like right here. It's the response from former players. Because to me, if you can get some of the former players to buy in to be your recruiting aspect, to be some of your mouthpieces in the street, it's going to do very well for your program, in my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion. Again, my personal opinion. You got Tariq Cohen, for it's in God's will. Thank you, God. Right? John Martin, the GOAT is home. Let's work. You know, John Martin also saying, man, all juniors and seniors that's hungry, dedicated, and are willing to do what it takes to win, hit my DMs with some film. I might could pull some strings for you. You know, I'm like, these are extra eyes, man. His coaches can't be everywhere. Right? His coaches can't be everywhere. So these are extra eyes in the landscape of college football. And honestly, having a conversation with Coach Gibbs and kind of hearing and talking to him and knowing his character, I think he's going to listen to some of these former players who have opinions about who he thinks that, hey, man, hey, coach, you might want to check this guy out. Hey, coach, you might want to check this guy out. Because why? Because they're not going to lead him down a wrong path because they want to see North Carolina A&T succeed just as bad as he does, right? They want to win just as bad as he does. And there's pride that Coach Gibbs is going to have at NCAT that the players also have. So for me, I love this, and I love what I'm seeing from the players when it comes to this, because these are extra eyes on the ground, things that his coaches might miss or things that he might miss, or, it's so many. I say this all the time, man. There's so many kids out there. So many. Okay? So many. And when it's all hands on deck, because right now NCAT is floundering in football. They're doing well in a lot of other things, but floundering in football. I think when you add the all hands on deck mindset on this, I think it's going to be a resurgence. Now, we'll see if that ends up in wins. Okay, we'll see if that ends up with wins, but it's definitely going to have excitement. And the one thing about Sean Gibbs that I like when I saw him the first time down at the D2, it was like the Florida Beach Bowl. I just like his swag. He's just like he's one of those coaches where he just keep it real with you, right? Like, it's like, we here to kick their ass. And we gonna kick their ass. Like, it's just one of those things that he might not always say that in the media, but he said at the Beach Bowl. I don't know what Maurice Flowers did at the Beach Bowl, but Sean Gibbs was talking that smack at the Beach Bowl. But, he just has that confidence in him that he's just like, nah, man, like, bump that. We here to what and taking that mindset into the CAA, I think that's gonna be good. I really believe it's going to be good. So we'll see if it, like I said, we'll see if it ends up with wins. But as of right now, I'm a fan. As of right now, I'm a fan, right? So here we go. PV, maybe they haven't found their guy, right? Because I reported, word in the street that Teddy Keaton was the guy. All right. They said Teddy Keaton was the guy. My sources. But based on what I've also been told, is Teddy Keaton haven't even been interviewed. Teddy Keaton hasn't even been interviewed. And I'm like, how y'all telling me that he the guy and the Bama ain't even been interviewed? Now, Anton Goff, I don't understand how we listen, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna I'm gonna be respectful. I'm gonna be respectful. They interviewed Dawson Odoms, Fred McNair, and Tremaine Jackson from Valdosta State. Now, I don't know if I spelled his name right. I was Russian. My bad, Tremaine. But it's about as good as I can do it. But those are the people that they've interviewed. And if I'm being honest, I mean, Tremaine Jackson's the only real guy that I would take out of this. Fred McNair is a listen, man. This is my issue with Fred, right? I think Fred's a good coach. I just don't know if he's as good without Alcorn. That's my reservation with him, right? Like, it's like, Scotty, well, he has to get his opportunity to show you he can be good without Alcorn. I get that. But do I want to be the school that takes a chance on that? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to be the school that takes a chance on Fred McNair not being good outside of Alcorn? You see what I'm saying? I just think that's a perfect marriage. And it's like one of those things where, like, okay, perfect example. Like, if you saw Cliff Huxtable and his wife, if they divorced and you saw them with somebody else, you're like, It's not the same, right? It's just not the same. It's like the Aunt Vivs in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? You like, it had to grow on you. It had to grow on you. But the better example is the Huxtables. Like if the Huxtables divorced and you saw Dr. Huxtable with somebody else outside of Felicia Rashard, you're like, this ain't it. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this at all. I'm not feeling this, right? So for me, I'm not taking the now if I'm Valley, yeah, Fred McNair all day long. I'll take Fred McNair. Hell yeah, Fred McNair. Right? We Alcorn Valley, we kind of like twins. We kind of like cousins, right? So I take that. It's no risk in that, right? There's no risk. There's no expectations at Valley. And Fred McNair really has all the expectations. Can he turn Valley around? And to me, if you turn Valley around, there's no job that Fred McNair can't get. There's no job that Fred McNair can't get. But see, it's pride. Pride comes before destruction. Pride comes before the fall, right? And this is why I say that. If you left Alcorn because they didn't pay you what you wanted, if you go to Valley, Valley's not going to pay you that. See how that works? See how that works? Right? See how that works? You leave thinking you had a job with Texas Southern. You didn't have the job. And then you go to Valley. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? All right, before I continue on, hey, listen, tune in tonight, 6 o'clock, right here on the channel. My boy, me and Bridget, are going to be talking about the upcoming SWAC championship game and some other stuff that happened last week. So make sure you tune in tonight, 6 o'clock. I know I've been saying, like, come back, but I haven't been back. I forgot Wednesday and Thursday, my daughter and my son have soccer practice. So that's why I haven't been able to get back on after I told you I was coming back on. So my bad. So Wednesday and Thursdays, anything after 6, I got soccer practice, okay? So that's on me. That's on me, right? But tonight, I'm going to be back. I promise. I'm going to be back tonight at 6 o'clock. All right? Make sure you come back. So we got that. Now, last thing before I get up out of here, right? Call-ons are open, 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. Let's you know what? I agree. Why aren't D2 coaches getting some interviews? Like, if you want to go new, why aren't D2 coaches getting interviews that have won something, right? Or like anybody else than recycle SWAC coaches. But, you know, hey, whatever. What do I know? It's ridiculous. Now, last thing before I get up out of here.
Coming home again. Do you think about me now and then? Yeah. Do you think about me now and then? 'Cause I'm coming home again.
Listen. Now, I know we on Michael Vick watch. Okay? I'm on Michael Vick watch. I don't know about y'all. I'm on Michael Vick watch. I'm on Michael Vick watch. That's just me, right? So let me give y'all this. So I got this. Very good source. Very, very good source. All right. Hold on. My bad, guys. It's a done deal. I got this from a very reliable source. And when I mean really reliable, I mean like very high up. They said it's a done deal. They said it's a done deal. Done data. They said it's happening. I said, what? I need it. You know what?
Fucked up. I got my people with me. The hottest people in the city, and I keep them when I'm solo. I'm cutting up, but not my people with me. I got my people with me. What? All my people in the club. Fucked up. I got my people with me. The hottest people in the city, and I keep them with me.
They said it's a done deal. Done data. Gotta get your 7s. That's what they told me. Now, I've been practicing on my Norfolk. I've been practicing. I've been trying to get the lingo down. I've been reaching out to a couple Norfolk people. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, the fuck. I don't know. I've been reaching out, and I've been trying to get the lingo right. All right? But they said it's a done deal. They said that's good. They said, Scotty, we solid. Hit me up last night. They said, I was at my son's soccer practice. They was like, oh, yeah, Scotty, that's good. We done. I said, what? I said, what? I said, oh, yeah, we in there. I said, we in there. Okay? Norfolk. You know what I'm saying? Norfolk. We in there. Okay? We in there. Now, it got better, though. It got better. I couldn't stop it right there, though. I just couldn't stop it right there. I apologize if it's stuttering. My computer's acting up, right? I couldn't stop it right there, though. Because I got more info. They said that Nike rollout gonna be crazy. They said that Nike rollout gonna be bananas. They say they bringing all the Vic stuff back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Listen. Oh, you know where I'm at. You know where I'm at.
In the club, fucked up. I got my people with me. The hottest people in the city, and I keep them when I'm solo. I'm cutting up, but now my people with me. I got my people with me. What? All my people in the club, fucked up. I got my people with me. The hottest people in the city, and I keep them when I'm solo. I'm cutting up, but now my people with me.
What? Oh, they said that Nike rollout, Scotty, gonna be stupid. Gonna be stupid. The Michael Vicks, they said they bringing it all back. I said, oh yeah. I said, oh yeah. I need all that. Hey, I need all that. So when I what? Listen. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. My wife told me that I have to slow down. She said, okay. She said, you can't. I was keeping a buck with y'all. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. We had a conversation last night. And she said, you know, she calls me by my first name. She's like, Abrion. She's like, I know you're excited. She said, but can you rock with one team the whole season? She said, because that's how you're talking. You're talking like you're just all Norfolk. She said, because I don't want this to be a Ohio State 2, where you riding with them and then it goes left and then you hate them. She's like, so it's you better make a decision. She's like, if you gonna ride with Vic, you gonna ride with Vic. She's like, if you ain't gonna ride with Vic, you might want to slow up and just kind of figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna do that? I said, you know, I thought about it. So let me just say, I'm gassing up the bus. I'm gassing up the bandwagon bus. I just haven't stepped in the driver's seat yet. I haven't. Listen, I'm cleaning the bus. Listen, I'm getting it decaled. I'm putting the Vic 7 on it. I got the Norfolk 7. You know what I'm saying? Because I was told it's not called the 757. It's called the 75. So I'm going to put 75 on one side and 75. Okay? Like, I'm the interim president of the Vic fan club. I'm the interim. They're asking me to take over the role, but I don't know yet. So give me some time. Give me some time to ponder on it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get back with y'all. Because y'all know I'm supposed to be pivoting. I'm supposed to be pivoting to the white space. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? I just want to let y'all know. So let me keep it a buck with you, right? If Vic touchdown, what I'm gonna do is I'm a still rock with fam. I'm gonna leave the SWAC. I'm gonna talk about some PWIs, and I'm gonna roll to the MEAC. That's looking like the plan. That's looking like the plan. So my SWAC team would be fam. I'm gonna ride with them one more year. I'm gonna see how Andrew doing, but for right now, I'm gonna rock with I know Smash over there like, oh, Scotty, there you go with that bullshit again. Hey, man, you know I rock with my boy Body. All right, you know I rock with my boy Body. So I'm gonna wait till I'm gonna see how he feeling. I'm gonna see how he feeling, right? And then it's gonna be between Body and Fam Smash, because I know you over there. I know you over there snickling and clackling all the stuff you do, right? So it's between one of them two. But when then I'm just cover the MEAC. Now in the MEAC, I gotta decide if I'm a Vic fan or I'm a MEAC fan. Oh man, I gotta figure that out. But we're making, you know what I'm saying? But we're making moves. We're making pivots. I knew this nigga was gonna. I knew this nigga was gonna call it. What's up, Smash?
Man, Scotty, your ass is pass around in the NBC speech. Fuck all that. Man, you nigga ain't even signed a paper before you leave family. Goddamn.
The ink ain't even dry yet. The ink ain't even dry yet.
Hey, damn, Scott. I see why they gonna hate your ass, Scott. You ain't gonna be invited to no more family game.
Oh man.
Hey, but look though, I don't blame you. Them niggas ain't gonna be good for no time soon. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Yeah, but you can talk all that shit. Hey, this funny though, but look though. Let me say what I'm paying attention to. If the MEAC show you more love than the swag do, fuck it. I don't care.
That's fair.
I bet you be in MEAC. I bet you be in MEAC media day.
That might.
Along with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny and funny game, but it's sad that you probably have most success with how many teams they got? 6, 7,
5, 6. Yeah, five of them, 5, 6. Yeah.
Then the swag. So congratulations. This ain't even get there yet, but your ass will pass around. Damn. I'm going.
All right, Brody. Appreciate the call, bro. Hey, Smoke, coming to you.
Bro, so you just gonna abandon us like that? Go to the fucking MEAC now?
Bro, listen, I'm about to straight. You know that dude in Titanic when he be like women and children, and he jump in the boat and he sitting while they letting the boat down. That's me. That's me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the boat, like I'm that white man in the boat looking straight, like lower. Yeah, lower. Go ahead and lower it down. Let me go ahead and get in this boat. Yeah. I'm out.
Oh man. Look, bro, I got a question for you though. With all this coaching and stuff going on, man, you know, the changes and stuff. If motherfuckers did get Michael Vick, this is very big for them. I'm happy for him, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna do some. He's gonna do some exciting shit. But I think the Vick run might be a little bit better than the prime run that we had with Dion. No cap. I feel okay. You've been talking a lot about the Erie, right? Erie's name been coming up a lot, but I haven't been actually seeing him on nobody's interviewing list. And why do you think that's not happening, Scotty?
I think people don't want to take a chance on Ari, man. Like, listen, man, you know, your parents always say your first impressions are the most important. And when he had a job, he did what he did at that job. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I think Bethune-Cookman was hella stupid for letting him go. I would have had a backdoor conversation like, hey, bro, you need to chill the hell out. You know what I'm saying? You're going to come out, you're going to make a public statement, you're going to apologize to the university, you're going to apologize to alumni, and we're going to get this shit rolling again, right? That's what I would have done, right? But since they let him go, and, you know, it's kind of one of those things like, you know how like when you're dating a girl, or her friends, like my friend don't mess with you, so I don't mess with you. Like that's how HBCU community is, right? It's like if they ain't rocking with you, I'm not rocking with you. Like, and that's kind of how the vibes is going around. Even though Ed Reed could help a program out, turn it around. Now, if I'm Valley, I would definitely reach out to Ed Reed. If I'm UAPB, I would definitely, because again, see, this is what people don't. And I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent, Smoke, but my issue is this. People jump in comments and they say these celebrities are taking opportunities away from people who really love these institutions and do this or do that. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, because and this is why I say that. And it's not that I don't care about people's families or whatever. It's just that at the end of the day, this is an eyeball game. Are you getting the eyeballs? Because a lot of schools, because at the end of the day, like UAPB has to get more money into their program to be more successful. Is that not a true fact? And it's not many, it's not many coaches, normal coaches that can walk in and get more money for their program. I'll give you a perfect example. UAPB's baseball coach, he's like a millionaire, and he's not even allowed to put his own money into the program. I had an interview with him, and we talked offline, and he was like, Scotty, what's crazy is that the NCAA has a rule where that I can't even put money into my own program. Like, if he wanted to buy stuff for his team, he couldn't even do that based off NCAA regulations and violations, right? So it's little things like that that put you behind the 8 ball. So you need investors. You need outside influences to help your finances and to help your teams. Because at the end of the day, the growth of the sport, the growth of HBCU sports comes by eyeballs, comes by interest. The better interest you have, the more money you can ask for with deals. So the short-minded people who say, oh, Scotty, we need to give our coaches and our black alums and they need opportunities. That's cool. But right now, we got to fight the eyeball game, and we're not winning. We're not winning. So you got to do something to generate that interest. And if for the MEAC, this is a great time for them, because at the end of the day, you're coming up on your negotiation with ESPN. And if Vic touches down, what?
That's big.
You see what I'm saying? Your value has already skyrocketed because of Vic alone. So now Vic is helping your whole conference. Well, how do you think Dr. McNugget got the HBCU Go deal? He got half of that because of Dion.
Yeah.
Because the interest that Dion brought to the conference and the eyeballs that Dion was bringing. Go look at those YouTube videos of highlights with Dion with Jackson State videos to tell me if they match this. Listen, it's a numbers game. Y'all can talk emotions and y'all can talk feelings and people can talk about, oh, this brand and that brand and Blue Blood and this. None of that shit matters. Go look at the data. The data tells me that when Prime was here, them highlight videos that Bama's was dropping, they were getting 300 and 400,000 views. Drop a Jackson State highlight video now and see if you get 20K. It's a difference. It's a difference. And you might not want to accept that, but that's the fact of the matter. And you need the excitement. Even if it's just one lightning rod, you need that lightning rod. It's no different than Floyd Mayweather, right? Some of the boxers that Floyd Mayweather fought, I didn't know them. But now I know them because of who? Because of Floyd Mayweather.
You're right. You got a point.
So
that's it, man. One more thing, though, dog.
What's up?
I just want to let you know, bro, green and gold are not your colors.
You said what? I can't hear you. Oh, he said green and gold are not my colors. They gonna be my colors. They gonna be my colors next year. They gonna be my colors next year. And my thing is this, right? Think about if the MEAC was ever to add, like, let's say the MEAC, because I know everybody talks about the MEAC trying to get Tennessee State, and I know Josh did a whole video like, please come back to the. That's funny. He's like, please go to the MEAC. That was funny. He's making his pledge, right? Think about that. Think about if the MEAC was able to get Tennessee State and NCAT to come back to the conference. How huge that would be in football. Just in football. That's huge. Absolutely huge. And brand-wise, absolutely huge. D from Ohio, you live.
Scotty, what's going on, family?
What's up, man? Talk to me.
Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's good? Talk to me.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm in the car. Yeah, man. I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer. But first, let me start off with with my Debbie Downer stuff. I love Michael Vick. I hope he goes to Norfolk. As we all know, he's from Virginia. I think that would be good for their base and for the state. And maybe it can, motivate some of those better players to stay in state and go to Norfolk. But let's be honest. I don't think we can compare it to Deion or even Ed Reed, because one, with Deion, he was a proven coach in the high school level. You know what I'm saying? And he was bringing his son, who was a pretty good quarterback, who's probably going to be the first pick of the draft. He was bringing that with him to
We didn't know how good Shedeur
Ed
was.
Reed, what's that?
Nobody knew how good Shedeur was, regardless of who he was bringing. We didn't know how good Shedeur was going to be.
We didn't, but we knew he was swag good, though, Scotty. You know what I'm saying?
Again,
like, you got to admit that. You know what I'm saying?
Again,
because he was going to FIU. What's that?
Again, it still doesn't mean we knew how good he was going to be.
Right, but all I'm saying is, when you compare the other SWAC quarterbacks at that time, as a freshman, I mean, it was only maybe one or two other guys I would even put over him. And again, the kid won state championships. But what I'm saying is, he was bringing players with him. You know what I'm saying? And we know the type of cachet that Deion has. And even with Ed Reed, and I'm going to get to my overall point, even with Ed Reed, he's not bringing any kids with him. But one thing we know about Ed Reed, he's a football genius. He's a football mind. When you hear Deion and Ray Lewis, guys that play with him, talk about, even Ryan Clark, how he breaks down the game and how he intensely studies the game of football. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a good coach at some point in time when he's given his opportunity. Michael Vick, on the other hand, we always heard freak athlete, was never that good as far as film study. Even in his own documentary, he admitted that he never looked over and read through his playbook.
You're telling half a story. See, I don't like when people do that. You're telling half a story. He said when he was in Atlanta, he did not look at the playbook. He said he didn't start looking at the playbook and digesting defenses until he went to where? Until he went to Philadelphia.
Right.
So you can't say he doesn't know how to. He just didn't start until he went to the Eagles. And you're right. He made that very clear.
Right. You didn't. You cut me off. You didn't let me finish. And you're absolutely.
Go ahead.
You absolutely correct. I'm not debating you, because that is what he said. That was his full statement. So my overarching point that I'm trying to make is, this is a sexy hire. It's a big name. I don't want them to feel like me or anybody else is poo-pooing on this. I want them to go there. But what I'm saying is, you can't be unrealistic and expect him to have the same type of success that Prime had and expect him to duplicate that at Norfolk in such a short period of time.
Why not?
Do I think he can have that success? Yes. I just think it's going to take longer.
Why not?
Because we got to look at what he's bringing with him. We knew what Prime was bringing with him. We knew cats was jumping in the portal. You know what I'm saying? We knew we had his quarterback right off the bat. You know what I'm saying?
No, I can't give you that. The only thing we knew he was bringing was his two sons. That's it. That's all we knew. That's all we knew he was bringing, until everybody stepped on the field, right? Because let's be honest, he didn't want the defensive player of the year to SWAC. He didn't want Hampton, and he was a dog, right? Then we found out he brought Nugget, the #1 corner, right? So then he's putting together a class, right? But in the spring, he was losing. In the COVID year, he was losing. So nobody really knew what he was bringing outside of, again, his sons and Nugget. And you saw Nugget play, so you knew Nugget was a dog, right? And this is my pushback on you. Me personally, I would say Vic has a bigger impact than Ed Reed, just in the culture. Like, that's a fact. Yeah, I was talking to the person who was talking to me about the Vic situation. I said, if you want to get as close to Prime as you can, but not getting Prime as Vic, it's that
yeah, absolutely.
He's a
a rock star.
He's a walking icon. And the thing about it is this: the difference between Prime I want you to think about this. Prime got Nugget because why? Nugget was a DB and Prime is a DB.
They played the same position.
They played the same position. So if you don't think black quarterbacks are not going to want to play for Michael Vick, you come on now. Come on now. And that's half the battle, was getting a quarterback in the HBCU space.
Yes.
That's half the battle. Just like you said, Deion bringing his son.
The team with the best quarterback normally wins the majority of the time.
There you go.
So again,
go ahead.
I don't think we're really disagreeing, Scotty. I think what we're disagreeing on is the amount of time it's going to take for him to develop. Because again, and we have to say this too, he's sitting there looking at Trey Oliver and he's looking at Chennisberry. He's looking at two well-established programs in the MEAC right now. What other team besides FAMU was really that formidable for Prime that technically have to go up against? We can say Alabama A&M and the clear glass with that 1 year of success that they had, which was the COVID year, but he didn't run into no buzzsaw coaches and buzzsaw teams that Vic is going to be running into. And again, you only got 6 teams and you got 5 conference games. If you lose 1 or 2 of those games, your season is over. So again, I feel like he's going to do well. I just think you're going to have to give him more time than what Prime got. Is all I'm saying. And again, he's a much bigger name than Ed Reed. I'm just saying I think Ed Reed is more of a few studier and communicator of getting his points across as it pertains to the game of football. But I think Vic will do well. I just want people in Virginia not to be unrealistic and expect him to turn it around in 1 or 2 years like Prime did.
My issues, I disagree. I like when I say I completely disagree, I completely disagree. And what I mean by that is, hold on. I'm gonna explain to you. The same way I felt if Prime would have went to South Florida is the same way I feel about Vic going to Norfolk, Virginia. If Prime goes to Florida, it's not fair because his mystique in Florida is unmatched, it's unrivaled, and you're seeing a piece of it at Florida. I mean, in Colorado. Vic going home in his backyard is going to be unfair to recruiters in that area because now you're dealing with the mystique of Michael Vick being down the road in his backyard. Now, you got coaches who've coached Michael Vick. You got players who have played with Michael Vick. You got, like, to be in your city, you don't think that coaches that are coaching in the Norfolk area did not watch Vic grow up or did not watch Vic play? So when Vic walks into those high schools or he goes and does his thing in the area, he's not the talk of the town and kids don't want to stay at home and play for Michael Vick. There is an impact that Michael Vick is going to have in that surrounding city, in that area code, that is unmatched. I would agree with you if he touched down in Alabama. I'd be like, shit. I'm like, I love Vic, but Alabama, he gonna have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Or if he would have went to Georgia, if he went to Georgia, it would have went stupid too. If he went to Georgia, it would have went stupid too. But if he was anywhere in Atlanta, it would have went stupid. But like certain areas, I don't think it would have been a little bit more difficult. But I think being home in a place that he knows and people know him, I think it adds the value to what he can do his first year. If it was any other place, Diallo, I would have gave it to you. I'd be like, yeah, that first year would be kind of tough. Y'all might want to ease back. But him going home.
Scotty, but we not disagreeing on that. I think he's gonna do well. But all I'm saying is, can we acknowledge that he's running into two great programs with 2 great head coaches that he's gonna have to do battle with? And I'm saying he can eventually eclipse those guys. I just don't think he's gonna eclipse them in maybe year 1 or year 2. I think that being Chennisberry and Trey Oliver.
I think this is the best time to do it.
I think he can compile this thing within 8 months and be ready to compete with those guys come September. Okay, then we will just have to. The
reason, and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Let
me explain to you why. South Carolina State is losing.
Yes, sir.
Eric Phoenix. NCCU just lost Jamari Taylor, their whole piece, and you got Walker Harris.
That's a huge.
You know what I'm saying? You got Walker Harris. He's not uberly special, but he's a solid quarterback. And with the transfer portal being as hot as it can be, I'm telling you right now, he gonna have about 2 or 3 quarterbacks that just say, I want to play for Michael Vick. I want to play for Michael Vick. And that's the thing, because if I can get me a quarterback, that's half the battle. Right there.
That's more than half the battle.
Dog,
that's real.
That's 75% of the game is right there. Can I find me a quarterback that's special? Can I find me an Eric Phoenix? Yeah. Can I find me a Davius Richard? Right? Can I find me one of those guys who can change the landscape of my team and give me that leader that I need? Right? And then
that's true.
The biggest thing though, D, is his staff. What will his staff look like? That's the most. Who's your OC? Who's your DC? Who's your D-line coach? Who's your special teams coach? Like, those are the avenues that I will say If he doesn't get that in line, he will be in disarray. But the talent, I don't think it'll be any issues with getting talent. That is my whole truth, is that is my that getting talent. And I would say this: Vic needs to take it out of the Deion Sanders playbook. That first year at Jackson, when he had that COVID and going to his first year, and he was on everything social media like, hey, you know, this Michael, this prime, baby, we looking, I ain't too hard to find. Vic gotta do that. He gotta do that, because what you want coaches to bring you their best players. I don't want you think Deion gotta go looking for the best players? Hell no, they come to him. So you need
and the only thing is, and just to interject there, I agree with you, but we have to be honest. Michael Vick is more laid back and more reserved. Prime been that way since we seen him.
You're right.
When he said the baby wearing gold, that's who he is. So Vic has to get out of his comfort zone and not be so laid back and so reserved and start to become, and not saying he has to be just like Prime, but what you're saying is he has to adopt some of those principles of making himself become more visible on social media and getting into talent. And I think the thing that can help him out is tapping into some of those NFL connections and that brotherhood, you know, some former players in the area, guys you play with, or even guys you played against growing up in Virginia that can be a part of that staff. Because I think the staff is the most important part. Prime got the credit, but when you look at Dennis Thurman, you know what I'm saying, and those guys that he brought with him, that's what helped make that team and propel that team to be who they were. And the smartest thing, one of the smartest things Prime ever said was, and he said swag, but we can say in HBCU football, if you got a quarterback that can spin it, you're going to be at the top of the conference and have an opportunity to do some special things. So me and you are in total agreement. If he gets a quarterback that can spin that thing, he's going to be making some waves real quick. I'm still standing by. Give him a couple years, but we'll see if he can do it in 8 to 10 months.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, D.
I appreciate you as always, brother.
Anytime. Listen, I think with the transfer portal it's possible, and I think and listen, the MEAC is a little tougher than the SWAC. We all know that. They play a different brand of football, but the biggest thing would be O-line. It would be the trenches and quarterback play. You can find wide receivers, you can find linebackers, you can find DB, you can find all that. D-line, O-line, quarterback. That's going to be the kicker right there. D-line, O-line, quarterback. N.O. Joe, coming to you.
What's going on, Scotty?
What's up? Talk to me.
Everybody talking about can Vic do X and O. I don't need him to do X and O. I need him to be the face and bring that money in. He got a large enough pool where he can get some quality coaches in that can come in there and help him get that thing started off the ground. Let me tell you something. That Norfolk area, the VA area, the Maryland area, some of the North Carolina, Vic has his pick at every FCS lower Power 5 player that he wants.
Absolutely.
He may not better get the big guys.
Yeah.
And trust Prime giving him the blueprint of what he needs to do. So if Vic go to Norfolk, MEAC better watch out, because he ain't gonna have no problem get a quarterback. Quarterback gonna want to come to him.
Yeah, facts.
He gonna have the picks. You know what I mean? So if he come there, I don't need him to call X and O. Just be the face and bring that money, baby. I'm gone.
Yeah, appreciate you. Listen, I mean, you got and listen, at the end of the day, he's going to a school, you know, from what Smash told me. I've never heard Norfolk band play, but you know, Smash talks about Norfolk band is like that. So he's going to a school with a good band. You know, we know that's important in the HBCU space, right? They hold 30,000, so it's not going to look bad. It's not going to look, you know, like a high school stadium, right? It can get filled, it can get packed, because it will be packed. Trust me when I tell you. All right. Trust me when I tell you, it will be packed. And at the end of the day, man, it's going to be different. It's going to be different. And any G5 quarterback that you think is worth its weight in gold can come to Norfolk, Virginia. Any backup G5 quarterback, like a PJ Hatter, right? I love PJ Hatter. He went to Texas State. I think PJ with Michael Vick would be amazing. But again, right, those type of quarterbacks have an opportunity to go to Norfolk and ball out. And this is the kicker right here. With the national spotlight on you, you're going to get evaluated better. All the kids that play for Norfolk will get evaluated better because of Michael Vick. It's just the fact. Smash, coming back to you.
What's crazy is, brother, I didn't call you before. I told you how nice Norfolk campus is, right? Like, you got to think about, like, all the stuff that he's selling for this. Nigga, they are Norfolk, they're on Virginia Beach. A beach, man? You know what I'm saying? Right across the bay from Hampton. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the selling point to go to Norfolk is not crazy. Then uniform color's crazy. Logo fire as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was thinking about anything black with Vic and the number 7 and Nike on it, I want it now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's funny because I would say you jumping on the bandwagon. Norfolk is a school that I always say that, like, if I'd have knew about it earlier, if I probably would have visited it in high school, I probably would have went to Norfolk or Hampton. One of those two schools I probably would have went to just off of how it looks and the convenience of it. So, and they band cold as hell, Scott. It's one of them bands like, they're like a hybrid between Swag and like Mieg, but they got like a more cleaner, crisper sound, but they get busy and drum section cold. So like they have everything: the pageantry, the alumni base, the stadium, the facilities. He ain't got to worry about raising number of facilities because anything he adds to it is extra at Norfolk.
Yeah,
Norfolk is like that. So everybody who don't know about Norfolk, I think it's time that Norfolk can use this publicity on a whole nother level. And let's not talk about the talent in Virginia. Like, bro, you from that area? You from DMV, Scotty? You understand how many players gonna want to finally stay home and play for Norfolk? The Norfolk versus Hampton gang gonna go crazy now. Norfolk. Let's talk about a Norfolk versus Tennessee State if they make that a class. Eddie Guard versus Big. Boy, $1 million operation. Then Norfolk, believe it or not, Norfolk and A&T is a big rivalry game. You gotta know HBCU to know this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gonna be another crazy game. Just in general. So everybody who don't have faith in this Vic situation and they saying they ain't gonna be as big as Vic as Dion, I got one better. It probably could be bigger. It probably can be because we've seen it already. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let's not talk about this. Imagine if Dion show up to a Norfolk game. Over with. Just come. I'm coming to visit my buddy.
And mind you, Dion now, and I don't know. I think Norfolk's a Nike school, Colorado's a Nike school, Dion a Nike guy, Vic a Nike guy. Like you put a commercial together, right? Like, man, stop playing me. See, listen, somebody need to get me somebody need to give me somebody marketing department, okay? Because it's gonna go bananas. And again, you can do a whole commercial of the Michael Vick experience but for Norfolk. You know what I'm saying? That could be your commercial. The new Michael Vick experience.
No, the Spartan, they logo, the Spartan Legion, you can do so much with that, like the 300 theme.
Come on.
Oh my God. Anything war, like with Spartans and anything is gonna go crazy. So yes, guys, that's my time. I just want to let people know the pageantry and Norfolk is there. So everything that HBC wise is there. I'm going.
Appreciate you, bro. 4701 coming to you.
What's going on, Scott?
What's up? What's your name? Where you call from?
Hey, this is Wayne, bro.
What's up, Wayne?
What's going on with you, fam?
Chilling.
Hey, I just got a question for you. Now, this is just a question, though, about Vic attracting quarterbacks. What type of quarterbacks will he attract? Will he attract his type? Because let me just say this now. You know, I'm a big fan, but I'm just looking at another side of this thing.
Yeah.
The SWAC is full of quarterbacks. The Draco Makos. The Makai Hagan had a good season this year. But you know what I'm saying? Like the running style quarterbacks that he might attract, right? How would that translate to success? Because we see them types all over the SWAC, and you know, you got Phoenix over there, but he's the actual passer that can run. So is he going to attract like the quarterbacks like a Shador, or that can throw, or will he attract more of his style that's going to get in there and they run a little bit more? And because we've seen that before with the D Davises, like I said, the Draco Makos, the fast, the quarterbacks that were like he was on the SWAC level, we've seen it. So what type of quarterback? That's the thing. Not just getting an explosive quarterback, but a quality quarterback that's gonna make some things happen.
I
So
think
do you think he'll attract more of his style, or
I,
go
I'll
ahead?
I'll go. I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna answer your question, but I'm gonna give it to two ways. One, we have to figure out what offense, right? So it depends on who his offensive
Right.
coordinator is, or what Michael Vick feels his style should be. And usually, what happens is when you play for a coach, you kind of take his style. So I would not be surprised if he tries to find somebody in that Andy Reid tree that comes with him to Norfolk, right? Because that's something he understands, that's something he knows, and he liked that style of play, the big playability, the shot taking, and all that type of stuff. And you see it with Donovan McNabb and Patrick Mahomes and Michael Vick. So I think so. Let's just stay with there. So if he's going the Andy Reid type, this is my thing. I think a lot of SWAC OCs feel like, okay, I'll take athleticism over arm talent. And I think Vic is going to have the ability to say, hey, I want both. And I think a quarterback like that is a perfect example is Mekhi Hagans. If he got a Mekhi Hagans, that is what you're looking for, right? You're looking for a guy who got the juice, who can move, who can run, and he can still sling that thing, right? A Andrew Body, right? A runner, a thrower, and they can still sling
Right.
that thing, right? Like if he can get
Uh,
those type of guys, I think, and this is why, for me, I think he's going to be on that fringe power 4 G5 quarterbacks, because there are some backups that are on power 4 teams that are like, you know what, I just want to play. And if you get a kid like that for 2 years and he jumps back up to power 4, that works for Vic. That works. And then we'll just get another guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or while you're starting, we'll have a guy in waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? So when you matriculate up, you know, or we'll get a kid from high school and you're my bridge guy until the kid from high school is ready. And so I think, and again, I think it's the same thing with how Prime had defensive players. I feel like that's Vic for offensive players. Like people are just going to want to. I'm like, man, just get my film to Vic. I know I can play. You know, because if you're like, let's be honest, Wayne. Like, unless you're getting recruited by Alabama,
PJ Hatter.
dog, I love that kid. That kid's tape is amazing.
I heard he in the portal.
He is. He's in the portal, right? So
yeah,
I think PJ Hatter,
right there.
dog, I love that kid. I think that kid's tape is amazing, right? So it's kids like that, right? So and think about it this way, Wayne. Like if you were a black quarterback and you weren't getting recruited by, you know, the Alabamas and LSUs and Georgias, and you're getting recruited by Tulane and let's say like UCA and you know Marshall. Like, I want to go play for Vic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Vic is in that discussion of Marshall, Tulane, and all, you might just, you know what? I want to play with Michael Vick. I want to get coached by Michael Vick, right? So it's one of those type of situations that I think is going to always lean in his way. And I wouldn't be surprised if he has 3 or 4 quarterbacks on the team just to figure out who's going to be the guy, because you know how Dion did it. You're gonna have that transfer portal open up right before the season in that spring area. So you need as many quarterbacks as you can, because the guys who didn't get picked, what they're gonna do? They're gonna jump in the portal. You know what I'm saying? So it's having 4 or 5 quarterbacks on your team to see who takes the job, and then you roll from there. But I do agree with you, but I think he's gonna take that Andy Reid tree offense and then and roll from there.
I got you.
Yep.
Yeah, he's still, but it's going to be key to get him there and develop him there, because at the same, like I'm saying, at the end of the day, we've seen this story before with the athletic quarterbacks that don't get developed, and it's more the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be important. I feel like if he getting a quarterback there that's on his style, but once you get him there, what you do with him? Do you just let him go willy-nilly and just stay athletic, or do you actually develop him? You know what I mean? Put a mind behind that athleticism. Like that's gonna be key.
And I
because
think
we see that in HBCUs, there's a bunch of athletic quarterbacks out there, but they don't make nothing shake.
But Wayne, think about it like this.
So
who better to tell you to watch film than somebody who lived off their athleticism and later in their career had to watch film? I wasn't in the playbook. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I could have been 10 times the player. You already know me because I'm Vic. You know me because I was that guy. Right. I could have been even better if I would have watched film and been in the playbook. So who better to teach you that than Michael Vick? Again, I think Michael Vick. I think Michael Vick's life is a great representation of of connecting to young men and women. I mean, of just young men playing football because of all the trials and tribulations that Vic has came through and overcome, and still been such an icon in the community and in the Black culture. So again, who better to play for than a quarterback who lived off of athleticism? And it's one of those things with Deion. You can't tell me. I know I did it better than you. It's one of those things like you can't outdo me. I'm Michael Vick. Okay. Like the reason there's a Lamar Jackson is because of me. The reason there's a Cam Newton is because of me. Like I made that hot. I made that popular. Right. So it's one of those things where you have a quarterback who is known for athleticism and known for running around, and he has an arm. Then you go to Vic, and Vic goes to him and says, "Hey, listen, man, you gonna have to get in the playbook. You're gonna have to watch film. And I'm not telling you something I don't know. I'm telling you something I've experienced and I know firsthand." But go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah, but yeah, he tied all that in together, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a recipe for success.
It is. It definitely is.
You know, it's but however, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's a thin line between being, you know, a Deion, which is one of a kind, but Vic is also one of a kind. But I get everything you're saying. But he has to tie all that in together, like everything that you're saying, from life learned experiences that he embeds into his quarterbacks that he see himself in and make them better. But at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to, because just because you get the pick of the little quarterback, all these quarterbacks in the SWAC and the MEAC were the man where they came from. But the development is what's key. So if he ties everything in what he's gone through and understands that and is really about making the lives better and helping his quarterback learn from the mistakes that he made, he has to tie all that in. And then at that point, he can take off. But if not, coming in, learning everything, we're looking at another Eddie George, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not hoping for that. I want to see him take it to the moon. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's success. And I want to see that man succeed. But at the end of the day, he has to tie all that in, everything that you're saying, and not just come in like, okay, I'm going to get the pick of the little. Once you get the pick of the little, you got to do something with it.
But I think Eddie George, the only reason I think Eddie George is a bad, I think Eddie George is a football coach. Right? Like, I'm not saying Vic ain't one. I'm not saying Prime not one. Eddie George didn't come in with the hoopla of Michael Vick or Deion, because Eddie George was never that hoopla kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? So he built Tennessee State. Like, he built that from the ground up. Like, he took the long way around. And I think with Prime and Vic, they get to cut the line because of the fanfare that they have, the excitement behind their names. Though they get those players that everybody wants, and they get to talk to the players that everybody wants. Like, a 5-star quarterback is going to talk to Michael Vick, regardless of how you feel. He might not go, but I damn sure believe he gonna take a FaceTime from Michael Vick. You see what I'm saying?
Eddie George was that guy. He was that guy. He just wasn't that guy in the Black community.
Yes.
So it took him a little bit longer for the Blacks to kind of be like, okay, he played in the NFL or he played at Ohio State, but he wasn't known unless you just watch football, but in the Black community. So that's what took Eddie George, and it's taking him a little, but Vic is a whole different beast. I get you on that.
Yeah,
so
different animal. Yeah, different animal. So I think with that added aspect, and let's just say this, and I know I'm not saying, I don't know if Vic could ever pull off a 5-star quarterback coming to an HBCU. I don't know if he could ever do that. And I won't say never. I think he could pull a 4-star. I do believe he could pull a 4-star quarterback going to Norfolk. I really do believe that. If there's a 4-star coming out of Virginia, I believe he can do that. Play in front of his hometown, 30,000.
Yeah.
Thank you, God. This is the reason why I say that, Wayne. It's because Norfolk has to play Power 4 competition because of their out-of-conference schedule. So that those players going to get that Power 4 tape that more SWAC teams don't get, right? They're going to get those out-of-conference games that are good tape evaluations for their players that most SWAC schools do not do, and they do not have. They play high-level FCS programs. They'll play Power 4 programs, right? So if you add that into the recruiting factor of saying, but y'all only play 5 conference games. But yeah, but we got to play 4 or 5 out of conference games, and 2 of those games might be a Power 4 competition. You know, it might be a South Carolina State. I mean, I'm sorry, it might be a South Carolina. It might be a Clemson. It might be a UNC or a Wake Forest, right? Like, that's good tape to get evaluated on if you're a high-level 4-star, 5-star athlete, right? So just those little nuggets are going to be able to help him recruit to Norfolk.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Hey, I hope he get the job, man. It's gonna be interesting to see, bro. And it's gonna be, like you say, it's about the eyeballs at this point, man.
Yep.
And yeah, for sure. And you know, we talk about money and that's what it's about. But he want to win too. But he gonna have a long, you know what I'm saying, like a long leash, man. That they're gonna take the time with him. But like you said, at the end of the day, let's get this money rolling in, and then we you know what I'm saying, the win's gonna come eventually. But it's about the bigger picture. It's about that paper, right?
Yep, that's about that paper. That's what it's about. That's what they say.
Let's go and get the eyeballs on this thing and go from there.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate the call as always, Wayne.
All right, bro.
All right, bro.
For sure.
All right, NO Joe, coming to you.
Hey, what's going on, Scotty?
What's up?
This ain't to you or this ain't to nobody. I know your show is heard all around the world. So I want to make a pitch to Ed Reed. Ed Reed, go be a D coordinator under Vic. Coach 1 year, get back in the HBCU good graces, and you'll get your head coach job. Ed Reed, when you hear this, that's what you need to do, Ed Reed. I'm gone.
Appreciate it, NO Joe. And I agree with NO Joe. Listen. I know people gonna be like, bro, I know Jamie, bro. Listen. Okay. Maybe Ed Reed's a bad choice. I mean, he could not. Okay, maybe not, because he's never called defenses before, right? Like, I think there's a skill in calling plays that you have to learn, right? So I would rather go with a coordinator that has called defenses before. Now, if I was Vic, I'm probably calling Dennis Thurman. Or I'm probably calling some former D coordinators that I know, figuring out, hey, who can I get for a defensive coordinator? But my first call is Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy is going to be my first call as OC. Hey, I heard you got fired from UCLA. I heard you're still getting paid from Kansas City. You trying to come help me at Norfolk? You trying to come help your boy at Norfolk? Pay you pennies on the dollar? Kansas City still paying you? Come holler at me. Fam UKJ, coming to you.
Hey, what's up, Scotty?
What's good?
Hey, I'm just joining, man, but I wanted to just I wanted to comment on last night's show. You were talking about the FIU job.
Yeah.
And you had Willie and Tim Harris Jr. Let me just give a little input on this. This might be a little far, but what I'm thinking is this, right? If you go back and you look at your show, there was a couple of things that you showed that's very interesting that I think they may go this way. Go back and look at FIU and what kind of school they are. Look at Tim Harris, where he is and who supports him, and where Willie is and where we've been with FAMU and where Duke is, right? Nike schools with Duke, Tim Harris, FIU. He's been and also been with Miami, Adidas guy. So those kind of little things play a major role sometimes in how a school may roll with who they have had, under their leadership as far as what the school has been. And I know sometimes you go like, man, what does that have to do? It has a lot to do with it. When you got a close race in which the guys may not had Willie has built programs. Tim Harris is strong with recruiting. Has been there before down in Miami, but it's an Adidas guy, and FIU is an Adidas school that could give him the heads up. It may not, but those are sometimes some things that play a major factor in going in selections. Let me hear your comment on that.
I won't say it's not true because I don't know. I can't say that's a lie because I can't say that. I would say if Deion can go from Under Armour to Nike, anybody can go from any other, because he was an Under Armour. He made it very clear that he was not going back to Nike. He made public statements that he didn't like Nike. He made Jackson State turn over to Under Armour. Like, let's be very clear. So for him to jump ship and then go back to Nike and then do all this Nike stuff, to me, anybody can do it. Because, I mean, ain't no bigger profile than Deion to say, oh, I don't like Nike and I'm not doing Nike and Nike this and Nike did this and Nike da-da-da-da. And Under Armour is this and I love Kevin Plank and Kevin Plank's amazing and da-da-da-da. And now he's with Nike. I'm not buying that for anybody else.
Okay. But do you think Willie can this is the thing, man. I hear people saying that if Willie got the job, that could be a major plus for FAMU, which I think it is. I think that Willie would do what I think we have some guys that left and went to other programs. That's how we got done. And we often got guys that were on the FBS level that played that sometimes, you know, they may have had a behavior issue or just didn't feel like, hey, man, this guy may not play for another year or two. You want to get him. And I think that might be the case with Will. I think Tim Harris will do. The thing is, Tim Harris has a very good relationship with another guy that's instrumental with us named Billy Roll. They are real tight. And I hope that that if Tim Harris was to get the job, we better make sure we lock down Billy because he may be heading back home down in Miami. So
I think you would. If I'm Tim, if because from what Bishop Bonnet put in the chat, he said that Tim is a legend down there, and if you add Billy Roll to that, I mean, you're literally locking down the city of Miami, and then Luke going
Fort Lauderdale too.
Fort Lauderdale. You know what I'm saying? So Luke going to be all a part of it, right? So it's like when you add that, I mean, listen, I think if Willie got the job at FIU, Billy Roll might roll with him. Because that's his backyard.
Yeah, that's true. It's true too.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. We better lock down Billy before if Willie gets the job. Hey, I know he's no doubt he's probably gonna call it. He probably will get my man. If Deion leaves Colorado, Resprit is probably on a headline straight to Miami.
Let me tell you this: I don't care if Deion stays. If Willie goes to FIU, Devin Rance is probably gonna be his recruiting coordinator. And it's no if because he knows his work ethic. He knows the state of Florida. He knows his work ethic. I will make Coach Rez my recruiting coordinator because why? Thank you, God. Him being at Colorado gave him that experience of what a Power 4, how structured it is, how it works, how it's ran. He got that experience. So now if I make you the recruiting coordinator at G5, I believe FIU is G5, right?
Yes, G5.
If I make you a recruiting coordinator at G5, you had the experience being at Colorado. You know what it looks like. You know what right looks like. You see what I'm saying? So absolutely, I would be calling Coach Rez. If he's not my recruiting coordinator, he's my senior recruiting coordinator. If he ain't number one, he's damn sure the number 2 guy. You got to get Coach Rez back because you know he's going to lock down Florida for you. You know he's going to lock down Florida for you.
We just talked about some serious shit. That boy, that's serious, man.
Yeah.
That's a coaching staff.
What? Because you listen, and that's the same thing he did at FAM. I'm gonna get all my Florida guys who know Florida, and we gonna lock this thing on down because that's what you gotta do. You gotta get the Florida kids to come to Florida because most Florida kids don't want to leave Florida. That's just what listen. All the Florida kids I talk to, they be like, man, I love me some Florida, man. Like, I don't know what it is about them Hurricanes. I never understand it. It ain't gonna make sense to me, right? But the thing for me, the thing for FAMU is, Willie always going to look out. So anybody that can't make it at FIU, he's going to send your way. Now, the only thing is I do not know how close because, him and Mike Norvell were really close. So that's why he kept getting those Florida State guys. But I don't know how close Cozy and Willie are. But if he not, Cozy better get his head out of his ass. And you be like, hey, Willie, you got some guys for me? We'll show love to take some. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just because Willie's already a great evaluator. So if he knows you can play at FAM, he knows you can dominate in the SWAC. Hey, take your ass down to FAMU and go get you a degree. Go get you, go get you some playing time and do your thing. So yeah, I hope he gets it.
Yeah, man. I like I said, I really hope Willie can get that job, man. Because I really want to see him do well and excel, man. I think people know that he can. If he's given the opportunity and able to build, man, he can fly, man. He could really fly, man. So, but thanks for taking my call, bro.
No, anytime, fam. You, KJ. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, all right, man.
All right, man. Listen. That's fair. That's fair. And my next question is this. Does he bring back KJ Black? Does he bring back? Listen to me now. I know it's off script for a reason, so stay with me, right? I got to end this pretty soon because I got to jump on at 6:10 with my boy Bridges. But make sure y'all come back. It's going to be about 5 or 10 minutes and we go into another show, right? Real quick. Does he bring KJ Black back? Because if I bring KJ Black back, I make him the OC. He gets that coordinator experience at a G5 level. They win. Who's next up? Who's the new hot name to get a head coaching job in college? Now, he got an easy gig in the NFL, making that easy money, being big time and all that. But I'm just saying, very much a possibility. Very much so a possibility he could bring KJ Black back, be the OC. You know what I'm saying? They go 6-5, 6-6, 7-5 first year, make a bowl game, build that thing on up. Man, it could be something crazy. It could be something crazy. All right, guys, listen, I'm gonna get up out of here. You already know what it is. Listen, I hope my gossip is right. I hope my word on the street is right, because if it is, I'm cleaning up the bus. I'm getting the bandwagon bus ready. Okay? Again, I'm putting the gas in it. I just got to talk to the wife and see if I'm going to be the driver. Okay? Just to see if I'm going to be the driver. But right now, I'm contemplating. If y'all gonna get on, get on. Because once it get going, you know how I go. You know how I do. We gonna be we out here. We out here, baby. Vic everywhere. MV7 everywhere. M7V, V7, 7V, 757, 777. I don't matter. It won't matter. Okay, it won't matter. I'm there. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm a holler. God bless.